Hey, what's up everybody? It's Coach Matt over here, Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. Coming to you today to talk to you a little bit about training programs that are going on in the weight room. You know, this is the first week of track and field of the indoor season here around New England and the colder weather states of the Northeast. And I don't know what it is about this year. You know, it's Thursday now, so track practice has been going on for 4 days. And last night I actually counted 9 separate emails from athletes that actually had emailed me with their training programs and with their training plans that their coaches had assigned to them for the year. And just upset and questioning and wondering why they have to do what they have to do. One guy had sent his in, and it was a bodybuilding workout straight out of, you know, men's health. It was, you know, bench press, 3 sets of 8, incline press, 4 sets of 10, flat dumbbell press, 4 sets of 10, cable flies, bicep curls, you know, everything just in a bodybuilding split, 4 sets of 10, 3 sets of 8, 3 sets of 10. And, you know, this is a guy, you know, who had been watching some of our videos and said, you know, it doesn't make sense. What should I do? We've got another one from another guy, actually from Ohio, I believe. And same type of thing. I mean, 5 sets of 12, 5 sets of 15 for things like leg presses. You know, no squats to be seen, no cleans, no explosive movement anywhere on the paper. And some of the guys actually took pictures and emailed me the pictures just to prove that they weren't lying. It's crazy. But I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about is sort of the root of all training for athletics. And it's probably one of the most cliche, overused terms in training, especially with athletes, and that's functional training. Now, functional training is a term that came out a few years back, actually more than that now, probably like 10, 12 years ago. And basically just means training with a plan, training with a purpose, with a specific plan in mind. You know, you could say that the ultimate functionality is just being able to be a human being and walk around, and that's what most people work out for. That's why things like CrossFit are so successful, because it's meant for just a general person to become more functional, to be the best at working out. That's what CrossFit essentially is. It's people getting in better shape so that they can live their lives and be in shape and live longer and look good with their clothes off. That's not what athletes need. If that's what happens with the training, is that you lose body fat and you look better with your shirt off and all this other stuff, that's great. Okay, but what athletes need is they need to train in the weight room doing what is best going to carry over to their sport of choice. So for me, being a throws coach and training high school aged athletes, what I do is try to get the athletes as strong as possible, to produce as much force as possible, and to become as explosive and as quick as possible, so that it translates over into the field of play, no matter what field that is, whether it's a soccer field, football field, or track and field. We want to make sure that these athletes are physically ready, that they're getting stronger, that they're producing more power into the ground, and that they are getting faster and more explosive. That's what the athletes that come here look for. And as a thrower, that's perfect. Throwers essentially are bigger human beings. We're just normally bigger guys, bigger girls, that need to move as quickly as possible through a small circle, and with as much explosion and as much strength and as much force and as much power as their body can possibly produce. We have to take a very light, comparable to the weights that we use in the weight room, a very light implement, and move that implement as quickly as we possibly can, one time. Then we take a rest. If you're at practice and there's 10 other kids on your team, that's a couple of minutes before you get in the circle. If you're at a track meet, it's a couple of minutes before you get back in the circle. Then we get in there, we do it all over again, have a few minutes off, get in there, do it all over again, take a few minutes off. If there's finals, you have like 5 minutes. If you're in the first flight, you've got a half an hour. Get in there, throw, do it again, get in there, throw, do it again, take a couple minutes off between to let other people throw. It's a very slow process, but it's a process where for the half a second that you're actually doing the movement, you have to be as explosive and as strong and as powerful as you possibly can be. So your training in the weight room has to mirror that. Your training in the weight room has to be explosive. It needs to build strength. It needs to build explosiveness. It needs to have you producing force. Endurance should not even be thought of in the weight room. It's strength, which is heavy weight for less reps, and it's explosion, which is lighter weight for low reps. So this idea of a medium weight for 8 to 12 reps or 8 to 15 reps is just not going to cut it, especially not if you're doing 4 sets or 5 sets of 15. You do 5 sets of 15, that's 75 reps per exercise. And if you have 3 or 4 chest-specific exercises or leg-specific exercises, I mean, you're doing close to 300 reps. 300 reps of one particular movement pattern, which would it be squatting or pressing or whatever it is. That is ridiculously high volume. And that is not what you do in the circle. So if you want to train for throwing, you have to do what's going to be the most functional thing for a thrower, which is you need to take a medium weight, 50% is a great number, 50% of your max lift, and you need to move that as explosively and as quickly as humanly possible for a low number of reps, 2 to 3 reps, then take a minute, minute and a half off, do it again. Minute, minute and a half off, do it again. Very similar to what you do in the circle. Days that you're not moving explosively, you have to build your strength. And as you increase your strength, what's also going to happen is you're going to increase the weight you're using on your speed days so that you will become faster and stronger and more explosive with that weight. Now the weight will increase 5 pounds here, 10 pounds there, but the speed should stay the same. Okay, this is how you train for throwing. You are not a bodybuilder. We don't care aesthetically what you look like. You are not a power lifter. You know, I've seen plenty of guys who can squat 400 and 500 pounds get beaten out by guys who can barely squat their own body weight. Okay, your job is to move with great form and great technique as explosively and as quickly as possible through that circle and heave a lightweight implement as far as you possibly can. And what you do in the weight room needs to mirror those needs that you have when you're out in the circle. All right, so hopefully this answers it. You know, it is kind of nuts, all these emails I've been getting with people sending me stuff and sending pictures of their workouts. And honestly, it's something right out of Muscle and Fitness magazine. It's like the coaches don't even bother learning anymore. They just go and say, yeah, whatever, do 4 sets of 10 bench press and go home, get out of here. It's a little bit ludicrous. I understand it happens everywhere. You're going to have a lot more coaches that don't understand it than do understand it, but that's why I do what I do. We're trying to educate people, trying to educate coaches and athletes to let them know to increase the level of this sport within the U.S. and you know, within certain parts of the world where this type of coaching does not exist. So keep watching the videos, subscribe to this channel, share this on Twitter and Facebook and all that other stuff. Get the word out because it's early in the season. We want to spread the word to make sure that people are training correctly so they see the most progress and the most amount of PRs that they can get this season. All right? Always strive to improve, always strive to get better, always strive to do things correctly to keep yourself healthy and to throw as far as you possibly can. Keep those questions coming in. Let me know. Talk to you soon.